gonna do something fun today. We're gonna do some more memes from the Discord server. Before I get onto that, I just want to say that if you have been thinking of joining my Patreon, and the Discord server is connected to the Patreon, I am currently doing a little thing. If you join on the top tier, so that's Pathologically Kind, or the Rainbow Slug tier, the new tier, before Monday the 5th of May, then you will get some additional stuff. You'll get some badges on the Pathologically Kind tier. You get this snail badge with a neurodiversity infinity loop acceptance shell, and you also get this here rainbow slug sticker, and then you get both of these on the rainbow slug tier, but you also get the rainbow slug as a badge, and then 2 other stickers, one of them being the acceptance snail as a sticker, and then also this plushy snail one. I have a video where I talk about it a bit more in detail, and I also take you on a full tour of the Patreon and all of the exclusive videos that are on there, and also the Discord server and what it looks like when you get in and how you link Discord and Patreon. And if you add your memes to the Neurospicy Memes channel, I might review them on a future Autism meme review video. Okay, the first one, brackets, on the verge of having a complete psychotic break. I need to make some sort of list, or perhaps sort things into categories. My whole life, my whole existence is just explained in one meme. Yes, this is me. I never would have thought of this, but this is so me. Yeah. The amount of times I'm there like trying to organize things on like the verge of a meltdown, I'm like, this list is gonna solve everything, and like the intensity that I bring to like, I don't know, making a pros and cons list when I can't make decisions and rating each point of like importance out of 5. I love a list. I like making chaotic lists on like little scraps of paper, and my desk is just covered in little scraps of paper. I think it's just a working memory thing. I'm like, I don't want that to fall out my brain, so just scribble it down and then random doodles, and it's a bit of a mess. But yeah, that is so true. Yeah, the amount of times where I'm like clearly like in like quite a stressed, anxious place, and I'm like, Lewis, we need to make a decision now. We need to have a really important conversation and sort out our entire life. And he's a bit like, I don't know if you're maybe in the best place, if you seem like you're in the best mood to be like trying to make big life decisions. And I'm like, no, we must, it's really important. And then I'll make him make a list with me for sure. Okay, I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10. That's really good. Thank you for spending time with me today. So can you just fill out this questionnaire real quick? No, this is great too. This is great. Did I act okay? Was I cool? Was I fun? Did you have fun? Did I do anything wrong? That's me after my son's party. I made myself message every single one of the parents, and I wrote a thank you for the present that they'd bought, and I made sure I took photos of each person's card with the present so I could thank everybody for the corresponding present. Made sure that I said something different to each parent, and like we'd been chatting about something on the day, spoke a bit about that, and like, yeah, but sometimes you do want to just send a questionnaire, answer the questions, tell me what could I have done better, how could I have been more likable, how could I have made you more comfortable, how can I be better at your service next time we're in a social interaction. We shouldn't be thinking it like this, but this is the autistic masking. And I'm sure probably maybe some introverts relate as well, but I do think there's a specific thing of like, you're naturally not that great at socializing. And like, I was not good when I was a child. I was very flat and didn't have much personality to offer, particularly when I was in crowds and around a lot of people. I withdrew a lot. So I had to practice like forcing out a personality. You want to be like, was I too much? Was I not enough? What do I need to give next time? My brain starts to try and fill out that questionnaire itself after the fact. It starts deciding that perfectly fine, mundane responses I had were actually deeply offensive to that person, and they never want to talk to me again. And then I start to believe it, and then I find it harder to interact with them next time, particularly if we had a good interaction or like a long interaction, because then my brain's got loads to work with that it can pick on, and it's just, it's so annoying. And then you know what? You end up feeling paranoid, and like you don't want to reply to somebody or something, or like you don't approach them next time because you're like, oh, my brain questionnaire told me that you hate me, and then they think that you hate them. Probably you come across as rude, and then they probably do like you less, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. No, probably not. They're probably not even thinking about you that much. That's the thing. Imagine you had to fill out a questionnaire. If we flip it the other way around for somebody else after interacting with them, you wouldn't even know how to answer these questions. Like, imagine, I'm thinking of like anybody I interacted with at that party. Everyone would say, did I act okay? Yes, of course. Yes, you were very cool. You're all cool, just as you are. Was I fun? Yeah, I had fun talking to you all. It was fine. Did I do anything wrong? Nobody did anything wrong. I'm like, surely there must be other people who were there who also have social anxiety, who maybe would, want me to fill out this questionnaire, and I'd say it's fine. So that's the thing. You got to imagine, if you were asked to do this for somebody else, would you judge them? Most of the time, people are not thinking about us as much as our brain makes us think that they are. And most of the time, people are probably more concerned about themselves. But I think it's hard, particularly if you were kind of bullied as a child and stuff. But even then, it's not really about you. It's about the fact that people are bored at school and things like that, and whatever social hierarchies at school and stuff. But like, once you get beyond that, nobody who's not like a complete asshole is going to really think that much about what you're doing. And like, who cares? Like, not everybody you meet has to understand you perfectly. For a lot of people who are socially anxious, we feel like we always have to be the one who carries the conversation. But maybe if an interaction was awkward, that's sometimes on the other person. Or maybe there just isn't, like a chemistry, and that's fine. That's a good one. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. We've had one like this before. Okay, so we've got a skeleton. Just start. You don't need permission. If it sucks, ask for help. That's going to be hard though with the social anxiety stuff. Okay, these are all things that you could just start. Art, craft, second book. What does second? Because then it says cake, and then it says writing. So what second book mean? Does second book mean the second book that you've written? But then we've got writing underneath cake. So I'm confused. Is that the point? That show, in brackets, people say it's good. Oh, does second book, if you're reading it series and you haven't got around to the second book yet and you've been putting it off, start reading the second book and then start writing as a separate thing, not start writing your second book. I don't know. Any new skill? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, and then we also had art and craft at the top. I love that. Making friends. And then the time will pass anyway. Time will pass anyway. You will continue to get older, whether you art and craft or not. So you may as well art and craft second book. You might as well go for it, Making friends, that is a hard one. That is a very hard one when you're an adult. I don't have time to make friends. Where am I going to make friend? I feel like this terrible, terrible art style and the poor design is kind of motivating. Like, it's not taking itself too seriously. I think it helps with the PDA response. It just feels kind of light. It feels friendly. Just start. And you too could be a running skeleton. Is this kind of inspiration porn? Looking at a skeleton run, not sure. I will give that one a 6 out of 10. I appreciate that they didn't finish the list. Killed me. There's literally no way a horse drew this carriage because it's a horse-drawn carriage. We like it. We like the literal thinking. Thank you. All praise the literal thinking. Solid. I'm going to give that a literal appreciation out of 10. And I agree. I don't think there is any way a horse drew this carriage. And if like any horse is drawing anything, that feels like it's probably kind of an abusive situation where they've been kind of like forced to do it. Because I feel like there's a horse naturally going to want to pick up drawing. Well, maybe if they saw the other meme, just start. Anyway, I don't think it's likely that a horse drew it. So I think that that's valid. I think that that's true. What a fantastic meme. We're gaslighters, Alan. One day our profession will be held in the highest esteem. I don't know. I just have a bad feeling. No, you don't. Oh no. Oh no, this has so many layers. I don't even know where to start. They're actual gaslighters. And that guy, that little guy who's not Alan, is like, one day our profession will be held in high esteem. But Alan's like, no, he has a bad feeling. But then the little guy says, no, you don't. So he's gaslighting Alan. Was gaslighters actually a job? I didn't think that was the origin. Gaslighting. Origin. A 1938 play, Gaslight, set in the upper middle class home of Jack and Bella Manningham in London of 1880. The play centers around Jack's unexplained absences from the family home and Bella's resulting unease. Bella hears footsteps from the upstairs apartment and notices the gas lights in their apartment dim every now and then. These are the direct consequences of Jack's disappearance, but Jack manipulates both these happenings to convince Bella that she is going insane, establishing a gaslighting playbook. On the Wikipedia for gaslighting, there's like a Google Trends graph, and it has exploded recently. Gaslighting is the manipulation of someone into questioning their own perception of reality. The expression is derived from the title of a 1944 film, Gaslight. So I'm guessing the film is based on the play? Yeah, based on the play from 1938. That's what I thought the origin was. So was there ever a career? Was there ever a job of gaslighters? Did Alan, little cartoon Alan, ever actually exist? If you try and look it up, it just comes up with gaslighting in the workplace. That probably is a more useful search, to be honest. Apparently, the term gaslighter as a job title has never existed in the traditional sense, and it seems to just come from the movie. This comic strip right here probably didn't happen. Does this lose points on the meme review for that reason? Does it? I still appreciate it. I like the art style. People were actually called lamplighters. People who lit and maintained gas lamps were referred to as lamplighters. This was a common job before the widespread adoption of electric lighting. They would go out in the evening to light the gas lamps. So I guess, it kind of is a gaslighter in a way, in a roundabout way, and extinguish them in the morning, ensuring that streets and public spaces were properly illuminated. They were the original gaslighters. Okay. I like this one a lot. I'm going to give this a solid 7.7. I'll just rest my eyes is the biggest lie. You're going straight to snork me land. Me. This has never happened to me ever. I do not fall asleep that easily at all. But oh no, in the morning. Okay, I get it now. In the morning, I'll just rest my eyes. I open my eyes and yeah, they need to close again. They do need a rest when I've just woken up. And that rest can sometimes go on for hours. Probably would help if I didn't stay up to the early hours of the morning every night. But the video's got a video somehow. But in terms of napping, because I think I thought of that because my granny, rest in peace, granny, she used to go and rest her eyes in the afternoon. She'd call it just resting her eyes at 2 o'clock or whatever, and she'd have her nap. I was thinking about that today. I was feeling a bit anxious earlier today, so I thought I'm just gonna allow myself to just lie on the bed for 5 minutes and kind of do a mini kind of body scan meditation, but not a serious I'm going to meditate now. Just lay there and kind of felt sensations in my body and just noticed thoughts coming into my head. And then I was thinking about how my granny used to have a nap, and I was just I don't know, but will I get to that age one day where I'm I can nap? I know some people can nap and really enjoy it and are ooh, I get to have a nap this afternoon and stuff like that, and it's a special treat. If it's light outside, I can't sleep, and stuff's going on in the day. Someone could knock on the door with a parcel and then they're gonna wake me up and it's gonna be really jarring. I just don't think I switch off very easily, so it's kind of tricky for me to fall asleep. Apart from if it's first thing in the morning, and then yeah, I am this kitten. It's a very cute kitten. I'm gonna give that a pink nose out of 10. That nose is so pink. Me driving. Oops, that was illegal, but it's fine. I feel called out, Lyris. Why are you putting this on here? Over on the Patreon soon, I think probably do a podcast episode about driving. It might be on the poll for the next episode to choose. My last one was a Q&A, an interview with my mom. And I was so proud she did so well because she doesn't like her voice being recorded. She really hates being on camera, but I think because it was a podcast, it was easier and it was great. And the episode that was nearly chosen was about driving, so that one might be chosen next on the poll. So then I can talk about all my driving woes and anecdotes and stuff like that. Allegedly, I may have gone through a red light when I'd recently got my license, but this traffic light was hidden. It didn't make sense that it was wherever it allegedly was when this allegedly happened, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna give that a not me out of 10 because that isn't me. I don't do illegal things. I'm anemic, she said, unironically. I don't know how to feel about this. Hopefully I'm not anemic. I was anemic when I was burnt out in college because I got so stressed and I had so much anxiety that my stomach churned all the time and I didn't eat food. If you don't eat food, anemia does tend to happen. Take your supplements. Even though I'm vegan and people would probably associate that with not having great iron, but I do eat quite a lot of sources of iron. Every time I had a blood test during pregnancy, they were your iron levels are beautiful. They always use the word beautiful. They were expecting me to be anemic. I was so proud. But I take multivitamins with iron as well, and I think that helps. And I obviously took vitamins all throughout pregnancy, and they made me throw up so many times, but I still took them. I started taking them at night because I took them in the morning. I was sick. If you are struggling with eating certain healthier foods or whatever, multivitamin, a good old-fashioned, just the cheap, not any of the supplements that people get sponsorships for that cost £1 million. Doesn't need to be that. I get the Holland & Barrett one, just the basic Holland & Barrett one, because that one has iron in it. There's also a veg one from the Vegan Society if you're vegan, but that doesn't have iron in it, so I take the Holland & Barrett vegan one, and you just get a big pack of a load of them, and they last a long time, and it's cheap, and there you are. You don't have to worry as much if you're relying on some white pasta and safe foods and stuff like that. Yeah. Take a multi. I have them next to my bed in this jar. I got this jar. It was just from Asda, but it's quite a pretty jar, so it doesn't look ugly next to my bed, so I don't forget to take them, because if I don't see them, and it's a very easy lid to remove, to kind of remove friction, make it an easy thing for me to do, and most days I take them, not every day. Sometimes I do forget, but mostly I do remember. I will give that one a multivitamin out of 10 because then that will solve that meme. Right, we have did it hurt when you heard yourself woo in a concert video you took? Luckily, I'm probably too self-conscious to woo. Maybe if I was drunk, I don't know. I have so many like drunk videos I've taken in the club and stuff like that I've just had on my phone for years and years and years that I won't watch. I want them there because I'm like, I know I was having a good time in that moment with those people and I want to keep it, but I'm never going to watch that. That's embarrassing. But in terms of concerts, luckily, I'm always pretty much too shy to sing. So I'm not like singing along in the background, which is good. Lewis usually sings along quite loudly, actually, which is sweet because he's always coming to concerts of my music and he's always, you know, he's learnt the words and I appreciate it. But you do sometimes get Lewis singing in the background. My concert videos are never that good. Sometimes I'm so short that I can actually see it better through my phone, which is sad. I'd like to think that people say that you should maybe like just video like a few of your like favorite moments because it's nice to have a reminder that, you know, you were there or whatever. But like when people just have phones out through the whole thing, but I suppose if everybody's just filming the odd moment here and there is still going to be a sea of phones all the time. Gosh, yeah, concerts just, they feel a lot busier than they used to. It feels like there were a lot more people in the venues. I don't know if that's true, but it feels like that anyway. I will give that one Lewis at the Eras tour out of 10. I don't know, I've never been done well with like, you know, when they tell you to do something then you have to do it, like as an audience member, like if they told you to shout something out. Even as a child with like participation in like assemblies at school and parties, I guess just PDA probably, or like a transition thing as an autistic person, like, oh, I wasn't expecting you were gonna ask me to do that, now I have to compute that, and then by the time the moment's already passed, or it's just, I don't know, it just kind of makes me feel a bit irritated. I'm like, well, what if I don't want to do that? I don't know. I was on a different path. I was listening to you. I'm not supposed to be talking. I'm listening. I much prefer like teachers who used to teach more like lectures. I just was like, oh, I can sit, I can listen, I can take notes. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Don't need to be wooing in the lesson. That made me think of The Sims woohooing, and that's a different thing. Wouldn't be doing that in the lesson either. Anyway, right, this is going completely off topic, so I'm gonna go. As I say, if you would like to join the Patreon, there is a lot of exclusive content on there, and then there's like 82 outtakes, clips and stuff. There's a lot on there, a lot more exciting things to come because I have a wonderful editor who is working hard on stuff for the Patreon, so it's a lot easier to get more stuff up on there. There'll be at least 2 exclusive videos a month, but some months I'm gonna probably sneak out an extra one. And remember, if you do sign up soon, then you can get the badges only until the start of May. But I'm sure I'll do something like this again soon, so no pressure and don't put yourself in a difficult financial situation. I've been wearing the acceptance snail today. I love the fidget slug. I was gonna say fidget slag, but I love the fidget slug. Thank you so much for watching. It's been really fun. It's been really nice to do another memes. Thank you very much for your contributions to the Neurospicy Memes channel, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Yeah, it's been nice. I've had a lot of long scripted things that I've been working on, a lot of serious stuff. It's just nice to be here with the mini egg earrings and talk about my social anxiety. Bye!